can you tell us about where we find Rene in the beginning of the season?
So I don't want to tease too much about that because I feel like that's going to be like a nice reveal for the pilot, for the first episode. But I think mentally, the thing to keep in mind is obviously being a vigilante has been outlawed, right? In season 6, we've established that. So there's that dilemma of like, the characters have to also take that into account, and that's what I love about the show. We try to ground it as much in a real level with all the jurisdiction that happens on the show that the characters have to adhere to or not, but there's a lot of decisions that have to be made, especially with Oliver being in prison, telling us to keep fighting, but how do we do that? How do we interpret that? So I think right away you're going to see how we start to interpret what fighting back means for each character. So, yeah.
So far we've seen a love interest. Everyone has had like some sort of love in their life. But Rene, he hasn't had one. Are we going to see maybe there's some love in Rene's life this season?
I think the love of Rene's life is Zoe. Just that's really, for him it's like being a dad, for me, it's more interesting for me to see him try to become a complete dad in his own way than to find a love interest. Now, if that happens, that's fine. He struck out with Thea, so I don't think he's gonna try again. I don't think he wants to get, as they say, curved. So but he loves his daughter. I think he's more focused on that.
Are there any ways that you hope to explore the episode further in season 7?
I think redemption for me is perfect because I feel like that's where Rene's been his entire life. It's just wanting to right the wrongs in his life or to change the trajectory that he's been dealt. And so redemption is no stranger to him. And for me, that's totally fine. I'm okay with that, And I like the idea of him always striving to be a better dad or to be the complete dad for Zoe. So when I see more of that in him, it makes the action in him, it makes the energy in him, the darkness in him that much more interesting and fun to play.